Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Here for the Crack with me, Emma Neal. I'm joined today by Lucinda, whose name I'd literally always thought was Lucinda Lohan until the other day when you posted something about it on your story.
Because I keep getting invited to things that, not keep getting invited, but like if I get invited to things, sometimes they're like, "Dear Lucinda Lohan." I'm like, no relation to Lindsay. I just thought it was funny. Like, I just thought it sounded funny. But then I'm like, I think there's some other versions. I might try like Lucinda Crawford.
Oh, I like that.
I could be a good one. Or
do you not think that's like your brand now?
Maybe. I mean, I was Lucinda GGG.
Okay.
Like Lucinda Triple G for a while, like almost 10 years. And people used to be like Lucindag. And I was like, no. Like,
but I just think people just read it as
but it is such a cook thing to be like, when someone says, "Oh, do you know Emma?" And you're like, "Emma, what's your Instagram?" And you're like, "What's the handle?"
At CC.
Terrible. The mark of the beast. Like, fully.
Yeah, I suppose we do talk about people in terms of their handles.
Yeah. Because you're used to, like, you might only see them once a month or once every 3 months, but you'll see them
in that way. Yeah.
On the stories.
So, are you going to change to Lucinda Crawford? Are you going to keep the branding as Lohan?
Keep the branding as Lohan.
Yeah, I like it like
for
that.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like it's kind of become its own beast,
its own thing.
Its own meme.
You're one of those people, I don't know how I found, but I just found one day on Instagram. I think maybe you styled someone and
that
then they tagged you. Huh?
That would sound about right.
Yeah. Well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
And and then they tagged you and then I found you and I was like, oh my God, this girl's so cool. And I became like obsessed. Like, you know, one of those people you're just like, I'm obsessed with them. And I just like,
and then you met me and you were like,
story.
Oh no.
No, but I feel like that weird stalker girl that just like likes and replies to all of your stories.
I love a parasocial relationship.
Or people will be like looking for like cool people to follow on Instagram. I'm like, do you know Lucinda Lohan?
It's so funny because then people actually meet me and like any facade of like coolness immediately kind of like washes away. No, because I'm genuinely like, I do genuinely mean that, and I'm not saying that as like a let me say something self-deprecating and then you say something really nice about me. Genuinely, I am so uncool. Like, I actually am, but it's just that whatever I am, I feel like has aligned with the zeitgeist at the right time. Our sun and our moons have crossed where apparently people think that this is cool, so we'll ride that wave as long
however long it
lasts. And then when it starts to drop off, I'll change my name.
You did you did a article on this the other day.
I did.
I have.
Right.
It's open. It's literally opened on my Safari there,
friend.
but I haven't gotten around to reading it just yet. On about being uncool.
Yeah. So like, I grew up really rural and Baptist, and like my parents are like in agriculture and science. Like, I had no connection to kind of the arts or like the big city. So I just was like so uncool and like disabled and so chunky, and I just looked like Dawn French in The Vicar of Dibley. Like, I had like the bob, like the aggressive bob. Oh, my hair's so thick and I have such a bad cow's neck, so it would be like full fringe and then like one kind of it was so bad. But then I like was such a tomboy because obviously like just like clearly bi, but like it was like such an aggressive tomboy. I wore like canterburys and like K-Swiss.
Canterburys are back.
I was on that JW thing a long time ago, and then I wore like the like, what do you call them? The polo shirts.
Oh, with
like
the
popped collar, culchy, obviously, and then but like the Avril Lavigne sweatpants, like the checkered sweatpants, and like, but like just to top it all off, like a puka shell necklace. Because I think I watched rom-coms on the Disney Channel, and I couldn't tell if like I wanted to be with the boys or look like a boy.
Okay,
but just with the bob. So it was just so painful and so many mixed things.
But
and
that was you rocked it.
I know. Well, that's beautiful. It's bad. Like, it's not like, I think there's like cute, funny, haha, and then there's like,
oh God, love.
Like, that is tragic. I feel like the evidence that you need is that my parents just stopped taking photos of me. After age like 9, they were like,
this is nothing to be found.
Yeah, until I got my own digicam. The archives are closed.
Did you ever used to remember back in the day and you used to take it was when we first got mobiles and they were like your wee like Sony Ericsson Walkman flip phone type of thing.
Incredible.
And they still had cameras, but they were obviously just like really
3 pixels.
Yeah, literally. Did you ever take the selfie and set it as your home screen?
Obviously. Obviously.
I remember doing that and then showing my friends from Dublin and they were like, why is your home screen a picture of your face?
Why would it not be? Why would it not be my face? Also, I see you and I raise you. I had an assistant on a project I was working on recently. Shout out Ellie. She's amazing, lovely, but she's 19. Me and my friend were talking about LimeWire and YouTube Converter.
Oh,
and
my
she
God.
didn't know what that was. And then we were like trying to explain to her that you would be on the school bus and having GIFs on your phone was like cultural currency. So you would like be like, I just got this. And do you remember like what was the wee bear called and have like the sparkles around it?
I know what you're talking
grey
about.
bear, and you would buy it in card shops. It was a blue tummy and a grey bear, and he'd always be like holding a sparkly heart, and it would be like a gift with all the sparkles.
Yeah,
and you'd be like, just got this, and you'd like infrared or Bluetooth to somebody else.
Our Bluetoothing songs too.
Yeah, all of that. But she was like sat like,
oh, I was a chronic LimeWire YouTube Converter.
I was too scared of LimeWire. I was like, oh.
No, I was the person that did it for the
Convert.
whole family and all the neighbours and everyone. They were like, oh, just give it. I was the wee tech girl, actually.
Did you, now here, I see you and I raise you again. Did you also, because you know how if you're YouTube converting, it's like the full name of the video and like the HTTP or whatever. Yeah. Would you change the name and also download the right picture?
Didn't do the picture, but did the name and the artist. Why were you a picture?
Yeah, I was a picture girl. But then also my sister, she still denies this. Emily, we see you. But she would buy CDs for people for their birthday, but it would be a CD that she would want. And she'd like literally with like a surgeon's hand, like open the tape, take the CD out, load it into her iTunes, put it onto her own iPod, and then like put it back in and you know like the little tab and like close it back over. And she fully denies that she did this.
Smarter, not harder.
But you had to like, when you put a CD in, it would be like track 1, track 2, track 3, and you'd have to manually like put it in.
Yeah,
but then the funny thing about that is that we all then grew up with the YouTube converted versions of the song, not the radio edit. So like you're singing the ad libs from the video, not from. So do you remember like music videos used to be so big and like it would be like somebody.
I was talking about this recently.
Somebody
like,
walking.
That feeling of like knowing that there's someone's dropping a new music video or watching
So
the
good.
top 40.
Oh, so good.
I know, what a time.
Yeah, I honestly would pay really good money to get my old iPod Nano back. I don't know where it is. I paid good money.
There was probably like, imagine the amount of songs in that thing. It's got to be upwards of 10,000, like
easily.
Yeah, on those ones, the chunky ones that had so much memory.
Oh my goodness! And then do you remember you could like buy music videos on that as well and watch them on.
Yeah, and then when it got to the point of being able to buy movies on like the iPod Touches. What was your first movie?
I had Hairspray. John Travolta's biggest role in my eyes of what was it called? Mrs. Turnblad.
Oh, yeah, of course I have.
Yeah, of course. Some people don't know it. I love it so much. What was yours?
It was The Last Song.
Is that with Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, it's giving teenage angst.
Wait, is that not the one where it's like where the waves are crashing the shore? Is that one? Yeah. When I look at you.
Yeah, that's the one. That's where she met Liam Hemsworth too. Oh. If there's one thing about me, I've been a Miley Cyrus stan from day dot. Through all the eras.
Love.
Just used to play it on repeat. I feel like iPods will come back in.
100%. I definitely, like I put it up on my story the other day that I was looking at them on eBay and I was bidding on a few, didn't win, womp womp. But I was looking at them and the amount of people that like liked the story, because I just put it up like the screenshot of my eBay search list and I was like, this is where I'm at spiritually today. And the amount of people that were like, yes. So, because also I'm like, I love going out on walks and like, I don't always want to be available. I don't want my phone
you don't
on
always
me
want your phone, but you want to be able to listen to something.
Yeah, and like get into it. Yeah.
So. I really rate these days making yourself not available.
D&D.
It's really nice.
Love.
Isn't it really good? I think too many people expect you to just like constantly be available because they know themselves that they always have their phone on them. Like my dad is the biggest culprit for this.
Yeah.
Because but it's almost to the point of like rudeness where he will take a phone call in any scenario. And I'm like, you don't need to answer it right now. No. Like, you know, we're sat having coffee. You don't need to take that call. But then because he does that, he thinks that no matter what you're doing, you can take a call from him. But I will just ignore, ring back the next day. And he goes, oh, you didn't answer any of my 4 calls. What? Like, thanks for ringing me back a day later. And I'm like, I don't have to. And you weren't ringing me for any particular reason.
I had to tell my mum to stop doing that because I'm like, only in certain ways am I an anxious Nelly. But if I don't pick up, she'll keep ringing. Mm-hmm. And so I'll have like 6 missed calls from my mum and I'm like, Granny's dead.
No, I start to think this. I'm like, what if this is the time where something's happening?
No. And then she's like, oh, just checking if you want to come for tea. I'm like, why? Like, I've actually had to tell her, call maximum twice and then WhatsApp me.
Unless it's actually an emergency. So like now, if my mum rings me, I will always answer. Yeah. Because my mum's ringing me for a reason. Whereas my dad has overused his... It's like the boy that cried wolf. It's like, I don't believe you need anything anymore from me. So no, you've wasted all your calls on me.
You should just start giving them tokens. These are tokens to spend. And it's also that thing with parents as well. It's like, I know you know all information from mother. Yeah. So what do you need to know? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, I know that my mum's just a conduit for information that goes to my dad. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. Okay, David.
So sorry, I haven't even given you a proper introduction. Lucinda is a stylist. Mm-hmm. As you can tell from it.
Stop.
And so tell me about what your day-to-day looks like as a stylist.
Okay, so it looks different now than it would have done this time last year because obviously living in London, moved back now. So I mean, it can really vary. So like I'm on my hollybobs at the minute. So it's much more chilled at the minute. But like the line for me between styling and costume is really thin. So a lot of times if somebody's looking for something, I may make it instead of source it because like it'll keep costs down or whatever. Yeah, so like it totally depends. But I think one of the things that people don't understand or they don't understand, but they don't think about is that even if your job is creative and even if it's like very visually appealing, it's still a job. And the majority of styling is communications, like emailing, 24/7 emailing and spreadsheets, like keeping track of all of your expenditure. Like there's different agencies that will be a hold of different brands. So you're kind of like a bit of an internet sleuth where you have to find and access get it, you have to find and access like different brands, but you need to know like who the account holders are. So like within a different agency there'll be different people that like will be the people that handle docs, or the people that will handle like Sinead O'Dwyer or like whatever Robin Lynch or whatever designer that you're looking for. So you need to know who you're emailing. So like that obviously takes time to kind of build up that roster and that understanding of emails and that kind of network. The beginning of a project will be a lot of like visuals and like meetings and mood board making and like a lot of communication visually. So for me it could be like when I was in London, it would have been a lot of like press, maybe actresses, people doing press for like a film or for like a TV show or editorial. But most of my work I tend to find is with musicians, which I love because it's really experimental, which is like what I want. Like I don't want the like they're wearing a Gucci belt, yay, like
or the red carpet kind of thing.
Like I want to like make things that are way more like kind of out there. So for me that like meshes really well with musicians because I feel like they really want to like push and like do the kind of weirder visual stuff.
And that is a bit of a costume then, I suppose, if it's like on stage or for an album cover or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So like the music video that I just came off of with an amazing band called Chalk, I was like customizing a guitar. I was making like 4 sets of these like studded gloves. They were the ones I did for Glastonbury for them, like the huge studded gloves. I was making like a leather bodysuit and like matching balaclava, completely covered in studs. I think the video comes out like next week, so I'm not like breaking an NDA here. But like making all of this stuff, and like that requires like multiple fittings, that requires you working within budget, that is like you allocating your time, but then you're also like trying to get the right brand partnerships for the client as well. And then, but like also for me, like I always try and like work around people's budgets, because like girlie's paid, but I want to be accessible as well. So even like smaller, like independent artists, I'll still be like, well, here's what I can do for you for this amount. So I will do much more like sourcing for them. And I do pride myself on being sustainable. So I'll be on Depop, Vinted, like maybe a Vestiaire if they're that type of girl, like eBay, whatever, and like find them things, and then they choose what they want. So it's more like we would do sessions of being like, okay, so here's where you are. This is what you tell me where you want to be. Here's what I think could work for you, or here's your colors, here's your seasons, here's what like works for you.
Oh my god, you need to do that for me.
Yeah, I'd love to. I literally love it. It's like, it's so fun. It's like getting to do like Pinterest as a job.
Yeah, you're like curating what they aspire to be in their wardrobe.
Yeah, but then there's a lot of like you know the way like people say if they're like a hairdresser or like whatever, you kind of end up becoming a therapist as well. That happens like all the time with styling too. Yeah, because it's a really intimate thing for like somebody to trust you to like dress them, and like, you know, it's maybe somebody that like is in the public eye but has like lost their confidence a bit, or like, you know, doesn't really know where to go next, or maybe is a certain body type and they find it really hard to shop for, or you know, there's so many things. And even people that are like really cool, and even like straight men I've had having like near panic attacks because they're like not used to being on camera and it freaks them out. So like you're sitting with them and like having to be like, I will not put you in clothes that make you look silly. Like you're giving me trust and I respect that, but sometimes that can be frustrating because you know that something will look really good, but ultimately if they don't feel comfortable, it's going to read, especially for a musician.
Yeah.
So like it has to be fully comfortable. So it's kind of like finding that middle ground and like, you know, sourcing kind of examples to be like, well, you're kind of here, but how do we take you here?
Yeah.
And like even looking at like the cut and the fit and all that kind of stuff. But women are way more trusting than men. Men are so much.
Think?
Oh, so much more. Like, I mean, not all the time, but like 90% of the time.
I think
like,
women are more like willing to pull a look, do you know what I mean? And not be a bit out of their comfort zone and just rock it anyway.
Yeah, we're just rock out.
Just rock
out. But whereas, yeah, men are definitely so much more like, oh. And like I work almost like I would say 80% with men.
Do you?
Yeah, I work with men a lot. Yeah.
How have you managed it? Just mainly through musicians, is it?
Mainly through musicians, yeah. And I find that probably because a lot of my stuff is very experimental, maybe the men that I work with are pushing more of like an experimental vibe, whereas like women, maybe not always, but some of the women I work with do want to look like pretty or sexy.
Yeah.
You know, not always, but like, and there's definitely like the non-binary, like the in-betweens and stuff like that as well.
Sorry, quick interlude from my gardener just popped in to get paid and and then informed me that I had people in painting the outside of my house recently. But this happens anytime you get any workman in to do anything, they'll fuck something up that then you need to get fixed after that.
And you pay another person to come in.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all in
I'm
cahoots.
sick of it. I actually can't. Like, now that's going to cost me another fortune. Like, they've put their ladder up and bashed a bit of my roof, and now I'm going to need to get a roofer. But they haven't been paid yet, and they're not fucking getting paid the whole amount if they don't fix that.
You tell them. you tell them.
They think
Call them out.
Yeah, I'm calling you out on the podcast. You think I'm some wee girl that won't do anything about this? Because they do too. They think you're like a wee innocent girl that doesn't know anything about this and won't notice.
It's like going to get your car fixed.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's ridiculous, but you're not pulling the wool over my eyes. Shout out to my gardener, the king that he is.
Love that.
Yes, we were talking about you working as a stylist.
Yes.
How did you actually get into it in the first place?
Do you want the long story or the short story? Medium?
Give me long. We're on a podcast.
Okay.
We've got time.
We've got time. Make a cup of tea. Okay, so I went to art school in Belfast, went and did fashion textiles, and
Was this when it was in Jordanstown?
No, it's always the art school
it's
campus.
always
Yeah,
been-
yeah. It's always been down York Street. And this was pre-Depop, pre-vintage, showing my age. There was,
How old are you?
I'm 29, but I'll be 30
Okay.
next year, so pushing 30. But yeah, let's not dwell on that. Forever young. So yes, so there was ASOS Marketplace. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So there wasn't any Irish stores on ASOS Marketplace, so I was like, gap in the market.
Okay.
Let me take that up. So I started like sourcing and selling vintage and like shooting in the uni. So like do that on like Saturdays, like once a month. I get new stock and like bring people in. And like this was back when like blogs were a thing. Talking like 2015. And I like got in contact with like different like girly bloggers from Belfast and was like, if you model the clothes for the site, I will give you like 1 or 2 pieces of like your choice, like dealer's choice. And they were like, yeah, 100%. And then I was like, oh, I really like putting outfits together and like, you know, doing all of that. That's fun. And then they then started asking me to do like shoots with them and do their content and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, gorgy boots, having a bit of fun, no bother. And then at the same time, I started working with 2 girls who were in their final year of their degree, and I would go to their studio with them and work with them. And through being in their studio, which is now student accommodation, which is so sad. It's right. It used to be 4th floor studios right beside 9 Square Coffee, above the old like bingo building. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
at the back
yeah.
of Boots. Yeah, it's so sad, it doesn't exist anymore. But we started this group called Melt, and we started running like fashion raves because there weren't many places. Like there obviously was like good like kind of nightlife and rave culture, but like not as much for like throwing a look and like queer inclusive and kind of safe and all that kind of stuff. Like if you wanted to like really go OTT.
Yeah. Push
so
the boundaries kind of buzz.
So I was in uni, so I wasn't making the clothes, but I ended up doing like the styling or casting, or like we would do like makeup or like any like it was so DIY, and like we made no money. We were just like literally this tickets that we sold would like break even to like pay the DJs who were like playing. We did them in 4th floor. We did them in, I feel like we maybe did Menagerie. We did.
Oh my god, the menagerie's come back.
Yeah,
you seen this?
yeah. I know, and everybody, all the comments are like triggered. Everybody's like, because like the car park, like smoking area, just that vast open space. Oh, but it's actually really nice. Have you been?
I know. I keep meaning
It's
to
like
go.
a gorgy wine bar.
Yeah, I've heard it's
Little
good.
basement wine bar.
Yeah.
Why not? It's lovely.
I need to go.
Swanky. But yeah, so yeah, and like T13, like before S13.
Maybe I used to be there.
Yeah. So we like made like these insane shows. It was like a couple of 100 people. Like we built all these different worlds with like shipping containers, and like each designer had like a world that they like built
so
based off of their
cool.
collection, and it was amazing, and it was so DIY. And I kind of at that same time then I was really involved with like rave scene and like nightlife and music, and was making clothes for dancers on stage and was working for different people. And so that was quite like a natural development. And then I was obviously posting things that I was making for like my degree as well. And so people then would message me and be like, oh, can I borrow this? Or can I wear this on stage? And then I started doing more customs out of that. And so it was kind of, it wasn't like I'm going to be a stylist. It was just a really kind of like natural thing.
Yeah.
And then on my placement year from uni, I went to London and worked there for a couple of months, and was like, let me get my credits up, because like you have to like, you do have to put the work in, and it's tough because, you know, you're bottom of the call sheet, you're bottom of the list, like, you know, being a like the unpaid intern, like, you know, you really are like the bottom of the bunch. But like in a way, it, not me advocating for free work, by the way, but doing a job where you've no responsibility, you're just a gopher, can be really good because you can watch and learn everything. I've worked at loads of different vintage stores, and I was working in a store in Soho, and Joe Phoebe Lettuce, remember Made in Chelsea? She was like the villain.
Okay.
But she's like not a villain, she's unreal.
Okay.
She came in and I immediately like clocked who she was. She was like, we in this store there was like the normal vintage and there was like the designer vintage, and she was in the designer vintage, and I went over and just was like, hey, like, how are you doing? is there any way I can help? Is there anything you're looking for? And I had like a neon green buzz cut at the time. Of course I did. And she was like, oh, I love your hair. And I was like, oh, thank you. And so then we like were like chit chatting, whatever. And I just like left her to it. And then she was getting some bits. And I was just like, by the way, I know you're a stylist. I'm actually in London to like build up my credits. If you ever need assisting, like I volunteer as tribute. And she was like, oh, give me your Instagram. And then she saw that this other stylist followed me, and she was like, how do you know her? And I was like, oh, I did like assisting work. We were like sourcing European vintage for a movie that was being like shot like a year ago. And this stylist was a bit older, and she was like, she's the first woman that I ever assisted for. So the fact that I knew her, she was like, oh, this girl has like legitimacy. And again, that was like unpaid work, but it just showed that it kind of like built up. And so then she brought me on and is like an absolute angel. It's so nice to see women that like do their job and are like in control, because I've been on sets where like people have been like complete like megalomaniacs, but like to see women that are like calm and are like in control. She would come over to me and be like, have you eaten? And I'd be like, no. You know what I mean? And so we did, it was a music video for Anne-Marie. So I was like, what was it? It was like years ago. It was 2002, I think. And then from
you were doing a music video in 2002?
No, it was 2002. Like the song, the track was
oh my god, I was thinking
came straight out of the womb styling.
I thought you were
I've just always had a gift. What can I say? Always had a gift. But yeah, but then like I did a bunch of other stuff as well, and I think like London gave me like the baptism of fire to like know what I was at, and also to get like the industry connections, because I was also doing stuff for like Migos as well. R.I.P. Takeoff. See the one that died?
Oh, as in the Migos.
R.I.P. Takeoff. Yeah.
You were doing stuff for them?
Well, no, doing stuff for them is a loose use of that word. I was like bottom of the barrel, and oh my gosh, it was insane. Like it was like no sleep, bus club, another club, and like didn't eat, didn't stop. Like I think I did like 35,000 steps a day.
Oh my god.
And you'd be going from like West London, East London, Greenwich, Brixton, back to West,
just here,
like,
there and everywhere.
Yeah, and then and it was the kind of thing where it was like when certain people walked into the room, you were told no eye contact, don't look at them, no, like, and I was like, girl, we're not Devil Wears Prada, like I can join a union. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you being so mean? And like she like one of the stylists like phoned me and like yelled at me down the phone because I wasn't back in time, but we were told that like we weren't allowed, like we wouldn't be compensated for Uber. So like our travel would only be compensated for the tube. But you'd be like, girl, I have a bag that has at least 10k in it. I'm not taking public transport with this, because you have to like, obviously
I'm sure there's times you're lugging around some amount of stuff.
Well, like I had like 2 Rimowas before, like, and like, what's that, like that's like $3,000 alone. Like really silly things, but like you are the one that has to return them all. Yeah, you know what I mean. So like that was like my job, and like it was really good, because like the people that you're brushing shoulders with, and like I think also if you're Irish, like we make light of quite stressful situations and like have the gift of the gabs. You know, other people will be like, you know, but whereas you can just be like, oh, well, let's have a wee bit of crack. And, like, keep
it kind of can work in your favour a little bit in that way.
100%. So you're trying to kind of make yourself like the loudest in a room, and then that kind of all just really kind of snowballed from there, really.
I do like that about being Irish, where you can be known as the Irish one.
Silly. Oh, I claim that, absolutely. I'm like, yes, apart from when people are like, say cow. Say cow. I was, oh my goodness, I was doing a job last year, and I won't name names, and
oh, go on. No, I'm joking.
And the girls' manager, who they're both amazing, the artist and the manager, but she was like saying to me like how much she loved Ireland and how much she loved Irish people, and she was like, oh, I love Jedward, and I was like, I love Jedward, who doesn't love Jedward? But then she was like, oh no, she like loved them as like close personal friends, and she like pulled them up on FaceTime. And she would just like park them in front of me, and I was like, hello, and they're like, Lucinda, hi. And they were like, was like, which one? I think he was like, John dated a Lucinda once. And I was like, did he? And then we just saw on FaceTime for a while. I was like, okay. And they showed me
them on a podcast recently. Yeah. They are so crazy.
They're wired. Yeah, they had their Christmas tree up in February. They're like, Edward won't take down the Christmas tree. And then they were like showing, and I was like, to be fair, it is gorgy, so like I wouldn't take it down either, but like it was February.
They're so funny. They say so much but so little. Like they ramble for so long and you're like, I actually don't know what you just said.
Just a general,
waffling.
But they were lovely. They were a delight. They were so friendly.
Oh, that's good.
But it was just funny, like, you're Irish. Speak.
You must know Jedward.
You all must know each other.
Yeah, it's like when you meet someone abroad and say you're Irish and they're like, oh, do you know? So, and you're like, okay, it is small, but it's not that. I don't know just everyone in Ireland.
It's worse when you do.
Yeah.
You're like, that's really rude that you would assume that I know them, but yes, we went to school together. Yes, that's actually my best friend. Because it is so small, especially when you go to even like London and stuff. Like, it's just such a like,
I know,
little melting pot of
especially
people.
Probably with the industry that you're in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then that's nice as well, because you'll have friends who are like in production, photographers, videographers, and like everybody definitely, like, if you're Irish, you work in the favour of the Irish. So like if you know a job or something that's going, you'll like push it to
the Irish
as reparations.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and this is your payback.
Yeah.
You gotta have some benefits from it.
Exactly. Nepo Irish, maybe, kind of. But
so can we talk about the evolution of the, as you describe it, uncool Canterbury girl to the...
Oh my goodness. Let me get comfortable. Can I find jellies up on the sofa? Is that okay?
Of course you can. Thank you. Stretch them out here.
Oh no, I want a little like...
Okay.
like spot. Okay, so... This is so funny. I'm going to shout out one of my best friends, Matthew Sprathew. He is an incredible director, photographer, artiste. He has been like clocking that the Canterbury was going to come back for the longest time. He like genuinely, because we have been like kind of watching the evolution of JW, and we've been watching it. We're like 100% because we're in this like post-ironic shift of like fashion where it's cool to wear something deeply uncool. And like if you go to spaces where it's usually always led by like queer people, so if you go to like, let's say like Dalston Superstore, like somewhere in London, or like I don't know, like any of the gay bars in London, you'll see somebody wearing something really ironic but it's really fun. But like that's where it starts. So like the whole Ugg boots, like boys in Ugg boots and that kind of thing, right? So it's like, oh, it's kind of like Y2K, but it'll come back. He's been like, I'm telling you, Canterburys are going to come back. And the second that the Canterburys went down the runway, I didn't even know that the show was on that day. I was like off doing something else. And I literally had like, again, like missed calls, WhatsApp, Instagram. I was like, someone's died. And he was like sending me the screenshot, and we were just like losing our mind, because we were like, these are going to be at least £1,000. And it's so funny that like for me it's like a trauma coded piece of like hockey kit that I never want to wear again. It's so trauma coded, like cold Saturday mornings being like, I don't want to be here, like this is horrible, absolutely horrible. And like going to like a grammar school or any sort of school that did like sports, it was like, because we all had uniforms, it's like there's the cool way to wear it and the uncool way to wear it.
Yeah, the roll down waist and the... There's
like all these secret codes of like, you know, you want the ones with like the cuff because the ones without the cuff aren't cool.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
And so I'm sorry, you saw I posted that in my story the other day. I can't remember the creator's name, but she's so funny.
What
who
about
was
the
wearing them?
Canterburys?
Yeah, and she was like packing and moving house, and she was like, bring Canterburys back. And I was like... I live, laugh, love, girl, support you, but like I cannot get on that train.
No, I can't get. Do you know what? I can't even get on board with anything navy because of school.
Were you were navy uniform as well?
Yeah,
I was too.
And I can't wear. I can do like a, you know, like a vintage navy that's like
a French navy.
Yeah, like a really kind of washed out vintage navy I can do, but that like royal blue navy, get it so far away from me.
I think it just reads really mummy as well.
Yeah,
like country mum.
To me it's like blue and white striped with a red beret.
Oh, red, white, and blue. Just...
And that's what I don't want to be a part of. No, I'm joking. No, do you know what though? I did an episode on like things that I have an aversion to when it comes to fashion.
Okay.
And I do think I have a real aversion to any flag colours. And when I say flag colours, I don't just mean the British flag, or because that's obviously also the colours of the American flag and Australian flag. Yeah. I just mean like that the colour scheme, like even like the green and the bright orange.
Like that colour of a navy jean, even if it was like a really nice pair of Carhartts or something, or like a cool, like,
yeah.
I don't think
I
could.
And even red, I'm not like a bright. I like red. I like. Yep. I love your red shoes. Like I love a pop of red. I love a red bag. I love like red sunnies, that type of thing. But I can't deal with like a big like traffic light red. Like,
I know what that is.
I don't know. It's flags. It comes down to flags. Comes down.
I don't know. But yeah, definitely the navy is just I can't get behind it. Now the only navy thing that I have, I think one of the only navy like school girl navy things that I have is a floor length woolen coat, like but like an 80s like real like duster, and it's like kind of off the shoulder and it's got like a big swoop, and like that's I can get behind that because like that color of navy goes with everything, and I would put like badges on it and stuff.
Yeah,
but like we had like woolen blazers, and like it just was. It was and like also on our uniform it was like a red stripe and a green stripe as well, so it was just like every color was so punchy and so like horrid.
I know,
for no reason.
What do you think though about like people that get to not wear school uniforms? Like, would you rather have just worn a uniform?
Oh no, totally pro uniform.
Yeah, I'm pro uniform as well.
All the way, because like, you know, like think about the stress that you had when it was a non-uniform day.
I know.
To like rock up. Imagine that like every day.
Every single day.
And like there was like people, like my school was quite funny where it was in South Belfast, where it was like a real mix of like middle class, upper middle class, working class. You know, kids will always find ways to like signal like codes of like, you know,
I can
a Jack
afford
Wills
this,
pencil
or
case, or like a Hollister backpack or whatever, or you know, they'll just be like the Nike or an Eastpak or whatever. Like kids will always signal, and I think like it's already hard enough
when it's just the school bag and
the right
shoes, as
or like
to...
like, oh, my parents bought me like really cool like Doc Martens or like these nice like things from Topshop versus like the ones that I had from last year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's already hard enough without like imagining like on top of all the pressure of school having to get dressed every day. Like I just think that's so unnecessary.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And also just thinking about me getting ready in the morning, like that is just not another thing I need to make me even more late. Or
exactly. I told you I grew up in like South Down, and like I went to school in Belfast every day.
How long did that take you?
I had to get up at like 6:30.
Oh my god.
No, like if I wanted a shower, I had to get up at 6:30.
That's crazy.
No, like a full perilous journey. Because like if you think about it, like you had to be in school by 9:15. So like you had to kind of like get there, or like whatever bus got you there on time would be like 8:30. So I had to be on the bus by like just after 7.
Oh my god, you'd have never caught me awake at 6:30 at that age.
No, I would get up when it was dark and come home when it was dark. It was horrific.
That's really sad.
I know. And then if you did any of your extracurriculars, like your hockey or whatever, you'd be in school till like 5:30. You finish school 3:30, be in till like 5. Bus would come at 5:30, get home at 6:30.
You're and then get up and do it and going and,
all over again.
Rinse and repeat.
Groundhog Day.
Did you not fall asleep so much on those buses? I'd be falling asleep literally every other second.
I mean, a few times, but that's probably where my caffeine addiction started.
Oh, probably nailing the Monster Energies. And
we had like, remember the sixth form common room, and we would have like I would have my own little like coffee in there, and then like the art storeroom, I would just like.
What, you were allowed to just make your own coffee?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we didn't have the luxury of that.
But then I feel like that was like an art thing as well. Like if you had like gotten to sixth form art, they kind of just like let you do what you want.
Whatever.
Yeah. Like you just kind of like go in there and like hide and.
Wait, sorry. I originally asked you. What was the?
What did you ask me?
was originally asking you how did the evolution from uncool Canterbury girl to cool London stylist happen? I don't know how we got here.
How did we get here? Wait, for me or in general with canterburys?
No.
For the canterburys?
No, tell me about the evolution of the, as you say, deeply uncool Canterbury girl to the cool musician stylist. Like,
okay,
where did you like discover this passion for fashion? And how, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously you've come on a journey from that.
It has been a journey. It's still, it does genuinely, and I'm not just saying this to be like relatable and like, you know, I genuinely find it still really funny when people like refer to me as cool, because like I genuinely do not think I'm cool. Like it catches me off guard so much because I was not cool, and that's not me being cute and self-deprecating. Like I wasn't at all.
But when you're getting ready in the morning, putting your cool outfits on and styling them cool, are you not like, yeah, I look fucking cool?
Yes, but I think I look cool to me, not that I look better than anyone else. Does that make sense? I think when I look at myself, I think I'm looking like the best version of myself. Not that like I'm eating all these bitches up. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about like me, myself, because like if you've grown up fat, disabled, like rural, like just uncool Baptist, like sorry, cherry on top, like you're not exactly like, I walk into the room and people are like, who's that? Like, do you know what I mean? Like I remember my first party that I went to back in my ED phase, womp, and I could fit into this like tiny top from Topshop that was my sister's, and she's always been tiny, and I got into like her top, which was a size 8, and I remember Peplum 2012, I remember going to this party with a pair of bejeweled sandals and a Peplum top, being like, these girls have never seen style like this. Like no one's ready for this. Obviously they were ready and moved past. But I don't know. I think it was just like, my parents are really strict about like money and like frivolousness. Like they were not like I owned like one like Hollister top that my dad bought in the States when he was working. Like there was no, like they were very like, you aren't frivolous about money, you'll go to Primark or Pennies and just get your bits. Like and then I kind of discovered thrifting like through charity shopping because I like worked from when I was 13, and so I would just like save my own money, go to charity shops. But then I was also like, I'm just like a broad girl. I was like a competitive swimmer throughout my teens and my childhood, so I'm just like built like a linebacker and like grew really quick and like became really womanly really quickly. So like trying to fit into like teenage stuff was just like I just went from being like this really chubby child to looking like I had like 3 kids and a mortgage like immediately. It was I look older at 18 than I do now. I had like long hair and I was like very preppy and had like my little like handbag and it was like my like shiny loafer and all. I was like
the navy.
It was horrible. Well, yeah, no piercings, no tattoos. It's just like a good little girl. And yeah, I don't know, I just like, I really got into men's dressing and menswear, and I got really into suits, and I loved Alexa Chung, so of course I had like a little bowler hat as well. Me scooting about Ballinhinch being like, you've never seen standing. Like, yeah, we've never seen a wanker like that before.
God forbid I ever have to see it again.
Horrendous. And I'll never forget, I went to Paris with my mum when I was 18 for like a wee like mini like a weekend trip, and I remember the looks I planned. Like it was so new girl coded.
That's so cute.
It was so like pinafore dress, like tights, brown brogue, satchel, and like sorry, not to be somebody that like lives through their school years, because you can pay me to go back, but I did get voted best dress. So let it be known, like chasing that dragon forever. But I remember still like, even when I went to uni and went to art school, still being like I just like didn't know who I was. And I was like, I think I was so very centering men, and it took me a really long time to work through that. So I was still like, I had this like yearning to like be really experimental, but still had that thing that's within so many women to be like, but I still want to like be noticed or like look like sexy or look like whatever. And then I think actually like letting go of that and like actively like discovering feminism and like discovering all of these like authors and writers and getting like linked into that really made me like actually change up my style. So basically I think like decentering men is the short answer to be like.
Yeah, I imagine also just art school in general would be a difficult place to be when you like don't really know who you are, because it's just a lot of big personalities and a lot of creatives and although yes, everyone is working out who they are and no one really knows, it's like kind of a lot thrown at you.
Yeah, I mean it is and it isn't, because also like I started to be very experimental very quickly, and there were definitely people that were a bit like, even in art school, that were like, what are you doing?
Really?
Yeah, because I like shaved my head like a couple of months in, and I was a skinhead for 5 years, and like would grow it out a bit, dye it, shave it off again, whatever, but like had like some form of a shaved head for 5 years. And like there was definitely still people that would have like taken the piss out of me, like even in art school, which I was a bit like, is this not meant to be the place where we're the most like pushing the boundary and being like weird? Because like if you can't be weird in art school, where can you be?
Yeah, you'd think of all places that's where you wouldn't be questioned on that.
Like, so I don't know.
People say that shaving your head is the most liberating and decentering of male thing you can do.
I think everybody should do it at least once.
Really?
Genuinely, because it is, even just as a social experiment, it is fascinating.
Seriously?
Because like I was so like fed up with men, didn't want anything to do with them at all. I mean I did, but I like didn't. I was so over it. And I also have really thick hair, and I was just sick of spending all this money on like products, and I already had like an undercut. It was like 2015, so I was like, right, let's just shave the rest of it. And like a lot of people would say to me, oh, you can pull that off, but like I don't have the face for it. But I'm like, no, but you would if you did. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't believe like, oh, you can pull that off for you. It's like, if you like it and it's a true representation of you, then it will look good. It will, because you look happy and your face will be like glowing. Yeah. Like, you'll just look happy. But it's wild though, because like I obviously did it purely for me and was like, oh, men will kind of like leave me alone because I'm like liberated and like, wow, decentering men. And like it went the other way, where like men were like it was like moth to a flame. Like genuinely on like nights out, men would like come and like grab my head or like give me like noogies and like what? And like on like dating apps and all, like sending me like Amber Rose gifts and all. Like I'd be like, sir, what?
Stop fetishizing my blonde.
No. Yeah, they were like, bet you're a little freak. And I'm like, sir, what? Like, read the room. Like, absolutely not. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Really?
Weird. And people assume loads of things about you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that you're some kind of like hardcore Berghain, like really like sexually out there, crazy, love drugs, love partying. Like, the only drugs I'm on is sertraline, and always has been. Like, genuinely, like it's like it's, people assume so much about you, and like people wouldn't sit beside me in the bus either.
Really?
Nobody. Like, it could be like the full bus would be full and the only seat would be beside me, and nobody would sit beside me there. And I would like be actively like, you know, like friendly face, like nobody would sit beside me.
Oh my god,
really interesting. Yeah, it's fascinating. Like you learn so much about yourself and about like validation and how you see yourself. And like we talked earlier about like coming from a really traditional family, it was really like, it did not go down well.
I was gonna ask that actually.
Yeah, it did not go down well with my family. Like my grandparents like didn't speak to me for like a really long time.
Isn't that crazy that something as small as shaving your hair off can make people not speak to you?
Well, because it's like your crowning glory.
But it's just wild. Like, you're the same person.
I know.
You're still. I even think this about, you know, when grandparents like get weird about their grandchildren's sexuality, and it's like, but they're still the same grandchild that you've always had. You're just finding out a little tiny piece of information that actually doesn't affect you or your relationship with with them whatsoever.
But I think it's because we don't want kids to like fully grow up. Like, I think people have children and have grandkids as like a version of themselves and an extension of themselves. And then when kids grow up and become who they actually always were, it's like almost like a rejection of the person that you want them to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, babe, it's not about you at all. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a weird thing. Like, I had an auntie threaten to strip search me one time because she was like, if you get any new tattoos, like, I'm gonna strip search you and find them. I was like, please don't. Please don't. And like I genuinely think like it was so jarring for my family when I started getting like piercings and tattoos, whereas like I felt like it was like a homecoming and like me becoming who I'd always wanted to be. Like, I'd always told them I was going to get tattoos, and they were like, when you're 18, pop off, do what you want. I was like,
and what do they think about it now?
Oh, they hate them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
My mum hates my tattoos as well.
And like, it was really funny. Like, when I was a skinhead, I got the full back of my head tattooed, and I stayed south of my grandparents for like a year. So like, if they moved around the room, I would like, so they would always be like parallel to me and never see the back of my head. And like, even my own parents, I had like a hat on for like 6 months anytime, or like a bandana, like anytime they would see me.
What's on your head?
It's like a cherub, and it's like the least offensive tattoo ever. It's like a cherub with like, the bow and arrow, and it says like love, and like
so cute.
Gothic font. Yeah, it's like, it's not like the devil. Like, it's like, it's so like, it's like a cute tattoo. But like, the way we deal with it now is I get them, they know about it, and we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's just...
that keeps them happy.
Yeah. But I think it's more like, I think they were probably just really worried that I was like gonna regret it. I'm gonna like,
I just think people have an idea in their head of what a tattooed person is like, and they think by you getting tattoos, that's you becoming...
Well, it's a certain
person.
Generation as well.
Yeah.
Like, what they associate with
people
tattoos.
that have tattoos.
And like, it's so funny to me. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, don't get your hands tattooed. Like, both of mine are covered. Oh, you won't get work. You won't get blah, blah, blah. Like, I literally like...
Sorry, as if in your field of work, you're not going to get... Like okay, if you were trying to make your way up in fucking Citibank or something.
Me, number one employee at Deloitte.
Like, I'd understand it, but let's be so for real. Like, in a stylist job, that is not a
but
thing.
I think they were a bit like, oh, what if it's a phase and she wants to get out of the creative field and like go into like a real job. But like, I literally teach in the art college. Like, I lecture and teach. Like, I've lectured at multiple universities. Like, there's no amount of like tattoos that's going to stop me from doing that. You know what I mean? And it's really funny because like, the things that they think or thought would have held me back are the exact reasons why people want to interact with me, which is funny. And like, they're such conversation starters. Like, people always want to talk to me about them. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, pop off, let's chat. Like, no problem.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, that would just work in your favor to make you like more unique.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then it's really funny as well though, because I'm the middle child, like classic middle child, and I feel like I like burnt all the bridges in a positive way for my younger sister. So like, she was like saying, what was she saying about, she did something recently and she was worried about it, and I was like, Molly,
oh, you mean like you did it all first? So
yeah,
like,
I did it all, like I've done it all. Yeah, like I've lived, sweetheart, you know what I mean? Like, I've done it. So like, I've like 4 nose piercings, my back, my head, my chest, like everything. Like she got a nose piercing. When I got one, my mum cried, like sobbed her lamps out. She was like, I can't believe I have a daughter with a nose piercing. Molly did it. Mum was like, oh, that looks nice. And I was like, I did that for you. I did that for you.
Yeah, you paved the way.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, we were on the beach recently. I'm sure she won't mind me talking about this. And like, I haven't shaved my armpits in years. Like, I don't shave my armpits at all. And me and Molly were on the beach. She's home from Australia where she lives. And like, she's younger. And I noticed she like had hairy armpits. And I was like, is this like a new thing? She was like, yeah, I just like stopped it about like 6 months ago. And I was like, oh, I'm like so proud. My mum was like, oh, for goodness sake. And like, my niece, I was like sunbathing at home. My niece, who was like 2.5 at the time, she's half Ukrainian, so she's a funny little accent. I could see her like looking at me and being like this. And she always asked about my tattoos, and she asked to see like the spider, and she like asked to see all of it. And I could see her looking at me, and I was kind of sat like this. She kind of walked up to me really slowly and was like, what these? And like pulled my armpit hair.
Stretched it on its forehead.
She's like, what these? And I was like, oh, that's my armpit hair. And she was like, why? And I was like, oh, I let it grow. And she was like Tata, like her dad. And I was like, yeah, like Tata. And then she was like, and my mum? Like, as in my sister. And Emily was like, not like mum. And I was like, oh, that's my armpit hair. And she was like, what these? And I was like, oh, that's my armpit hair. And she was like, why? And I was like, oh, I let it grow. And she was like, Tata, like her dad. And I was like, yeah, like Tata. And then she was like, and my mum? Like, as in my sister, and Emily was like, not like mum. But yeah, but they just accept it now. Like, no, it's fine. But yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, when you're not, well, I'm the oldest in my family, and I definitely got the brunt of everything and the strictest version of my parents. I think by the time they got to the youngest,
they're
my
burnt
sister,
out.
they didn't give a fuck what she did.
They just get dragged up. They're like, oh, it's fine, honestly. Nuggets for tea. Yeah, it's grand.
No, literally, she could have got away with whatever she wanted.
Oh, it's so grim. And you had all these like really specific rules about like you weren't allowed a phone until this time. You weren't allowed this until here. And
boyfriend in the spare room, like none. I came home from Australia. Her boyfriend was sleeping around their bedroom, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And but you can thank me for that. Yeah,
it's the principle. Yeah, it's hard paving the way, being the trailblazer.
I know. How have you found moving back to Belfast and being within this industry?
I mean, I found it's been a bit of it was really difficult at the start, but that was because I was so unwell with endometriosis that I moved back in with my parents. Mm-hmm. So going from kind of hustling, bustling East London, Stoke Newington to rural County Down with your parents, and also being like chronically unwell, it was just like a lot, and I really struggled. Yeah, and I truthfully like stepped back from the industry for like probably like 10 months, just because I was so unwell and I needed surgery. And I literally went back and got like another like job, like I was working in a shop, like retail, for 10 months, because you need to look after your own finances, and I just wasn't able to freelance to the same capacity. However, like once I'd kind of moved through it myself, like I don't post things or talk about things until I've resolved them personally. Yeah. But then once I have, I'm so happy to talk about it, but I like to move through it myself first. So once I kind of processed it all myself, I talked about it really openly online, and was quite like, I'm leaving, I'm done, I can't do this industry anymore. I'm tired, I'm burnt out, like physically, mentally, emotionally. And then slowly people were like, hey. And I was like, oh, like you know, like an affair. I was like, one last hit, one last job. And so it slowly kind of like brought me back in. But it's been really nice because it means it's the jobs that I want to do, and it's this stuff that feels really like aligned with me, instead of feeling like the pressure of money in London where everything's so expensive you have to take anything going. Yeah. Whereas here it feels a lot more like I get to choose. And obviously it is still tough because you do miss out on a lot being from here, but I'm also trying to be very mindful of like not wanting to be a part of that insane rat race. And that insane and I'm sure you must feel this as well, being based here too, like just not wanting to be part of that like manic kind of,
it's really chaotic, like it puts you so on edge all the time,
and just like no breathing space. And like I came off the back of a really intense couple of months of work, where I was making multiple costumes, multiple customs, a couple of festivals. Like it was AVA, Glastonbury, and then like a music video. Oh, you should have seen her AVA look. Huh? Oh, I might bring that. I might outfit repeat. I might bring that with me this weekend. It's too good not to. I think I'm gonna. I don't. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, but I used to be able to bounce back so much quicker from doing like, I'm talking like, you don't like, I didn't sleep for 2 days, and yet the call time was in like 7 a.m. in Dublin. I had to pick my assistant up here, so I had to get up at like 4, no sleep, bus club, another club, down to Dublin, you know, however long the shoot is, and then driving back up, and you have to be on, you have to be ready. And like, then I just come home and sleep for like a full day, like to recover. But I still like, it's taking me longer now. Yeah. Whereas I used to like bounce back so quick.
Also, as someone with endometriosis, like you shouldn't be fucking around with your hormones like that too.
I know. But then I'm taking it much more seriously, like rest time. Yeah. And like being a lot more, what's the word? Like not dedicated, but like very clear boundaries with my time, and knowing that actually doing nothing is necessary. Yeah. And if you need to sleep for 12 hours, you do need to sleep for 12 hours. Like that's okay. Whereas like definitely that part of me is like, oh no, like I'm not working, I'm not being productive. But it's like, no, actually
it is productive to allow yourself to rest.
You're allowed to listen to your body and sleep and do your meal prep and like eat well and
Yeah.
like do that kind of stuff. So it is hard, but it just means that like when you're doing your planning for these kind of jobs, you need to plan like everything to the day to be like, so this was the job that I actually like, I couldn't believe I did everything on time. Everything was like, there was no hiccups. I was like waiting for something to go wrong because usually it always does. But like I was actually able to like move through it on time. But it is hard because you do have to say to people like, you're not going to see me for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like we're saying about being online, but like not reachable. Like I'm online, but like I'm in the trenches right now, you know.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, because it is like, see, it seems like a fun job. It is a fun job, but it also is still a job.
There's just a lot of moving parts. Like there's so much to it.
Yeah.
And I can just see how that would be like very overwhelming because you're only one person and one brain trying to think of all those different things.
Like this girl, the girl that was assisting me, who was unbelievable. It was like her first time assisting. She was wonderful. But I literally had to say to her one day, I was like, I'm just going to let you know at some point today, I'm going to cry. I can feel it coming.
I feel it coming.
And I felt awful. This is her first time in the kind of fashiony sphere. And I was like, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm just telling you, I will cry. I'm going to let myself cry because I need to let it out. And then I promise I'm going to feel so much better. But just don't panic if you see me cry. And then like 30 minutes later, I was like, just letting you know, I'm just going to cry. Because it's just the sheer level of like, all of this is on me.
Yeah.
If I don't do it, it does not get done. Like it's scary. Like there's so much, like, yeah, the moving parts and all. Like it really can be like, and then also like what happens if you have personal stuff going on?
Yeah.
Like at the same time, like if there's your own kind of stuff
Sobbing
happening
into the sew machine.
No, fully. It's like me, no makeup, like bandana, like 3 days unwashed, just like sweaty and sewing. And also there's no open windows in my studio. There's just skylights. So like during that heat wave as well, I was like a little gremlin. No, I'm like a little gremlin sewing away while everybody's like a port rush. Like, I hate you all. Like, I should be getting a tan right now, not you. Horrible.
Yeah, I know. They always say, you know that phrase, it's like, oh, you'll never work a day. No, what is it? If you love what you do, you'll never work. It's such bullshit. You can love what you do.
Bully bullshitter. Yeah. Sorry, who said that? Not true. Not true.
Some like billionaire guy came up with that phrase.
Yeah, who like works as like a hobby.
Yeah.
No, I'm the biggest bully bullshitter ever. Because it's like I think it's not about like always loving what you do, but it's like the satisfaction and knowing that what you do aligns perfectly with your skills. Who you are. Yeah, and with who you are. But like working and being on your feet for like 12, 14 hours, not sleeping for 2 days. Like that
sounds like work to me.
Like that's still work. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
Have you found like your tribe and your community within Belfast?
Yeah, I mean, I was very lucky that I did have I had a great community and great friends before I left.
Okay.
But I think I did find it really hard because friends that I would have connected with, here's like friends first and foremost, but also shared style and creativity with me. I had more in London. So that was something that I felt very fulfilled in over there and felt like I could kind of be like my fullest, most experimental self. I knew that there was kind of a safety in that, which just comes with like bigger cities in general. But that was really nice because here, amazing music, amazing food, amazing art scene, fashion and style. Just like not as much there. It's like just like it's like there's amazing, like the recent graduates from like this year's uni, unbelievable. Like there's so many amazing like independent brands, but there actual really is, like community. I think that's just like the whole brain drain thing of like.
Also, I think in general as a population, we don't dress well.
Apparently we do though. I was speaking to people about this in Dublin at the weekend. They were like, people in the north are always so well put together.
Oh, I really disagree with that. Do you ever be like on a city break walking around, you're like, God, everyone's good looking and dressed
on like a random Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? You know what I will say? Do you know who as a people group are so well dressed and are putting everybody else to shame?
Who?
professional women in their 50s. So I used to work in Victoria Square. I used to work in Victoria Square, and I like don't like I shop all vintage and secondhand, so I like don't be in Victoria Square. See all these like chic women, white bobs, column trousers,
They
very
were
like
the full heels.
little kitten looking like the row, scooting about. I'd be like, where are you coming from? Like cool older women wearing like Wales Bonner in their in their 50s.
Yeah. No, I agree. Sometimes my mum goes off to work and I'm like, okay, slay, mama.
Okay, off a siren. Okay, Gabriette.
Do you ever hear, like sometimes my mum will start picking up on those little like, like recently she said, yeah, like it's giving, and I was like, what?
What other Gen Zs have you been hanging out with?
And like she just said it, but you know when you can tell someone said it for the first time,
they're not quite sure, and they're like, it's giving,
like it's, and they're looking around for confirmation.
I love that. I like the kind of nervous use of it as well, to be like, did I say that right? You got it. Okay.
Oh, it makes me laugh so much. Do you ever find yourself being like accidentally slipping into being too trend led, or like with this whole I mean I can never see you being a beige person within this beige epidemic, but you know, kind of skewing a bit more that way?
Well, this outfit today is my beige version.
Okay.
Like this would be like, I wear this and I feel like like this is my equivalent of being like a Cos girly. Like I'm like, oh, I'm so plain. Whereas like I know it's not, but like for me this feels like minimalism.
Okay.
You know, this is my version of minimalism.
This is your, yeah.
But I think for me, I'm so anti-trend led to the point where it actually like, even if I have something and I feel like a lot of other people do, I don't want to wear it. It actually gives me the ick.
Okay.
And I know that that's probably toxic in and of itself, but I think it's more for me, the way that I get dressed is always like it totally changes day to day, but I love like references. And I'm not talking about them to other people, but I have like a little story in my mind of like what I'm doing or what I'm putting together, and that like brings me joy. So in that way, I doubt that I ever kind of, sometimes that will naturally, you know, cross over and overlap, but I don't really ever fall into the trend category. I mean, maybe sometimes, but I think because so much of my style has always been led by either being plus size or being disabled, like I've had to really adjust how I dress. So there's kind of all of these realms of my style that are so far removed from like
from the trend,
from what the current thing is. And
Yeah.
that's not to say that I won't see something on Pinterest or on TikTok and be like, save, gonna recreate. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously, but I also just like don't have the budget. Like I don't understand how girlies have the budget to be like jumping on
I know
all of the new stuff.
it's crazy, isn't it? Like
It's
the big
wild.
hauls from Zara all the time.
It's really, really insane to me. It's funny because when you were a teenager and you had the same top as somebody else, it was like safety. So we both have the same top. We both like the same things because it's like a safety in that.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I'm like, are you not embarrassed to be in a bar and like, and this sounds like a very like pick me girl thing. It's not. I love cheetah print. I love leopard print. I love all animal print. Okay, so let me just say that, bear in mind. But in Belfast, we love an animal print. And like, I remember a couple of summers ago that there was like a Zara like midi maxi satin skirt that was like a cheetah leopard print. And I remember bar
Imagine
hopping
I turned around and was like, oh yeah, I had it.
yeah, don't know what that was. Sorry. And I remember bar hopping one night and I noticed 3 and thought, right, I'm going to keep counting. And it was 15 by the end of the night of the exact same skirt. But again, listen, if it makes you happy, go for it. But as long as you're dressing because you want to dress that way.
Yeah.
And I think like people sometimes be like, when I tell them I'm a stylist, they go, oh, and they kind of think I'm going to be like, you
Judging
know,
of
Devil Wears Prada, read them to filth. But I'm like, I genuinely do not give a shiny shite what you wear if you're wearing it because you want to wear it.
But I think a lot of people don't even think about, but do I want to wear that? They just think what's in
the
trend,
acceptable
which
thing.
is also a fine way to think. But I think you're never going to truly feel like you're dressed like yourself when you're not dressing like yourself. Do you know what I mean?
But then you're dressing as somebody that's being like marketed to.
Yeah.
You're dressing like Matilda, I call her Matilda Jerfberger. You're dressing like a Jerfberger because you think that that's like the acceptable way to be. I think you can tell if somebody reads by the way they dress.
If someone reads books.
Yeah. Like media, like physical media. If somebody likes films, and like if you are actually into style, like your own personal style, it reflects so easily. And you could be like a full goth at City Hall, and I genuinely would prefer your style over a Jerfberger because I'm like, they have guts, they have gumption, they're wearing what they want to wear, and it reflects who they are, and I love it. I don't care if you don't have style. I don't care if you dress badly because that's you.
Yeah.
Because you don't care. But I actually care more if you're dressing as a means of like social acceptance to like, you know, wear like this little cute thing or this little thing from Boohoo because it gives me like cultural currency.
Yeah, but I think it's so ingrained in people. They need to just look good at the time to be like socially accepted and what's trending and everything.
Yeah, but I think that all comes back to decentering men.
Yeah, you're so right.
Because
actually,
all of that, like the safety numbers and like the looking cute, the looking sexy, there's so many different things that constitute to looking sexy. So for me, it's movement. I love clothes that move and have like an off the shoulder and like bangles and like, which is notoriously not a sexy thing for like men aren't like love a bangle. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that's like not, whereas like a Boohoo pretty little thing, oh Polly, tiny little backless sequiny dress is going to communicate that.
Yeah.
And again, if that makes you happy and that's what you want, power to you. But as long as you're making that choice for you, not because you want that attention.
Yeah,
and I think, and if you explore that and explore the decentering of men, and you come out the other side and you're like, I'm still a girly pop. I love all of the sequence. But you've done the exploration.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But it's like, it's the mindless kind of attitude that like I find
just buying the next thing that's being sold to you type of thing.
Yeah, I find really, really difficult, especially because we haven't even discussed like the ethics, the sustainability, like all of that kind of stuff. Like that really gets to me.
Yeah.
You know, like
I know that's a whole other side of it. I do find myself like always kind of playing between interesting versus pretty, because there's a comfort in feeling like I look pretty today. But then I always actually feel better and less aware of how I look when I am actually just feel like I look interesting. Yep. Because I'm less aware of what other people think of me, because I'm just like, oh no, this is cool.
You've literally hit the nail on the head. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. So like with endo, one of like the main problems is like abdominal distension, which is where you look 7-8 months pregnant, like rock hard stomach, and like any sort of seam, waistband touching your stomach really hurts because you're just so inflamed, and it's horrible. Like you feel like just a lump of shite. Like it's disgusting. Like you feel horrendous. And so much of my style was dictated through wearing oversized, like big things, and like making my own clothes, making my own dresses that were all really like oversized. And then after my surgery for my laparoscopy for endo, I lost a lot of weight because all that inflammation was gone. And I lost a lot of weight, and it's been funny because now I can wear things. I like my body before, but like I can wear things that are of certain sizes that maybe are a bit like sexier and tighter, but sometimes I still put them on and I'm like, could I be that girl? And I put them on and I'm like, no. And I wore this like little 2-piece set that looked great in photos and I loved it, and it was like little like mini shorts and like a little matching waistcoat, little set, and I was out and I was like I felt so like I felt so unwell, and I just wanted like my volume and my like oversized, and like even though it like read as like sexy and cool and whatever, I like actually felt uncomfortable. And even packing for all together now, I'm like, how do I find that balance of like what's actually me.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, the
I know.
oversized.
Especially when you're packing for something like a festival where comfort is key as well. Like, I always get these notions of being like, oh yeah, I want to wear these little shorts and this stuff. And then I'm like, who do you think you are? You want to be running around in like a big baggy t-shirt and a pair of walking boots, like not thinking about that.
Honestly, it's like, yeah, trying to find that like happy medium between the two, that it's something you don't mind getting like messed up or messy or gross, or but it's still like,
but you still feel interesting and cool. But
Yeah.
but
then I think it's like, what is that thing that makes you feel cool? So for me, it's movement and jewelry. So I love things that have a bit of like motion, and I love like all my jewelry and necklaces. But like for someone else, that could actually be like tight things, or like they love mesh, or they love like really bright patterns. Whereas I don't really wear a lot of patterns. I wear things with more textures. But again, you need to sit and figure out your style. And then you'll know.
You put me to shame on the jewelry front.
You've got way more in your ears though than I do. Mine are just bigger. My ears really reject earrings.
So do mine.
Like,
I've just stick to like good quality stuff, or it just
no, but even like the like titanium, like the actual piercing. Like one time my ear, it was like alien. Like it literally rejected it and pushed it out the back.
Seriously,
like the full earring with the clasp in. My ear just went. Ugh.
Oh my god!
And I was like, girl, I paid for this. And now I just have like a keloid randomly in the top of my ear.
Oh, it was in there. Yeah.
But then these, no problem.
Yeah, weirdly enough, my nose, no problem.
Not a bother.
But my body hated my nipple ring when I had that. Hated it. Just tried to constantly reject it. I don't know why. I tried to keep it for as long as I did.
Literally, I feel like, you know when someone pokes your belly button and you
Yeah,
get
you
that
can
sick,
just
I get
feel
that
it.
feeling when people talk about nipple piercings.
But yeah, one morning I rolled over in bed and it was out, and I was like, that's it.
That's
like,
it.
It's not going back.
Can't fight it. No, I really like power to the nipple pierce girlies, but like it's too, I can't.
It would be when it would like catch on something in public and you were like, ooh.
Also, I have such big boobies. I have to wear a bra, so like I wouldn't get that cute like
Yeah,
like, nipple piercing.
I have a nipple piercing.
Nipple piercing through my show. My nipple piercing would be like down. Like, what's that in your
Is that
stomach?
a belly button ring?
No, it's my double E swinging. Like, I honestly, it's the bane of my life in the summer, because like I want to wear these like cute things, but then I'm like, oh, I have to incorporate a fucking thick bra strap that has to go in to it.
Right, yeah, right. Now,
And
see,
it
this is the
ruins
problem I've never
everything.
occurred.
Oh, is it? Oh, you've never had the problem. Oh, what's that like for you?
No, but
That's been so hard. Here, take mine.
no, I have to think in reverse of, oh, I have no boobs for this top. Like, I'm not filling this top at all.
Touche, I don't think about your community enough.
I'm the victim. No, I'm joking.
I would literally so fast.
Would you?
Oh, girl, if I win the lotto tomorrow, she is going to Turkey for a minimizing surgery.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What,
Or,
they just do
you
your
know
head
what?
in that much?
Not even minimizing, more just minimize and augment. So just lift, because they just swing low. Sweet chariot. And I don't mind. Like, I like my naked body. Like, I think I'm quite a weird person in the sense
You
of,
have great boobs and a great body.
Thank you.
Okay, red
But
bikini pic.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Can we talk about this for a second? Okay.
Of course we can talk about
Okay, hang on. So we've an annual bikini pick for me. Annually.
Okay.
Once a summer. You swim, send me new stock. I take
Has
a
to be
picky.
done.
Do it. It's grand, right? But when you have boobies in a bum and you're just bigger, automatically things that don't read as like sexual become immediately sexual.
What do you mean?
Like, if you're
Oh, sorry.
a size 6 in a bikini and you post a photo, it's quite like,
It's
oh,
like
it's a bikini.
Yeah, I
Whereas
get you.
if you've got like, if you're more like meaty and like bigger, it just reads like way more like sexually charged.
Okay, I get
And like
you.
I was like told off as like a teen. Like I'd wear something the exact same as my sister, and my dad would be like, "Go change."
Yeah,
because I just looked.
but it was just because you could see your cleavage.
yeah,
kind of
or
thing.
because I just looked so much more like womanly, and I'd be like, "I'm not changing." And he's like, "Well, then we're not going." And I'd be like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Hated it, but it was like so annoying. And so I literally have my close friends, when I got sent the bikini, I was like, can people help me devise a plan to take bikini pics that don't look like I'm opening an OnlyFans? like, because it's so hard to make it look not like, you know, like you know, like so overtly sexual. And so I thought, right, I'll do like the fake postcards, and I'll make like I love a bit of self-deprecating humor. So like I had like the, you know, the Canva girly, like I just put like the sticker of myself.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
Yeah, which I thought was quite cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
Women in STEM, and so that was fine. Posted it, did well. I was like, great, go buy the bikini, I make money, great. And then I posted it on the 6th of July. Hang on, let me pull it up right now, okay? So I posted it on the 6th of July, and then I think, and other people think this as well, someone thinks that it has been posted into a group somewhere.
Or like a forum or something.
Yeah, because it just started like skyrocketing for no reason. And I was like, I know I look good, but I don't look that good.
You do look good.
No, like I look good, but I don't look like, not the level that like it's at. Way more likes than I usually get. Okay, so 3,000, like over 3,200 likes. That's usually more than I would get. However, 300,000, 5,100 views. And you see the little like wheel, all of like non-followers. 1,900 saves.
1,900 saves is crazy.
And my housemate was like, I don't think all those men are buying the bikini, Lucinda.
I don't think they're saving that for their buy later.
I was like, I wish they would. I would make so much money if they saved and like bought the bikini. Like, but then I was like, and then I ended up getting like loads of like weird men following me. Like I got like 400 follows, and they were all men, and it would say like so and so random 3124 following you from your post. I was like, oh, I wonder what post that is. And it would be that post. And then now, like all my DMs, I had somebody message me being like, can you please make fun of my small willy? I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
I post one bikini pic. You're gonna say, no, don't say that. But like I was such an uggo, like for the majority of my life. Like I was so awkward, so like not cool, just not good looking. No part of my brain or no amount of followers will rewire. Okay. I love myself. I like myself. I like how I am. I like all of this. But no amount of like external validation will ever make me think like do you know what I mean? Will never make me think like, oh, I'm like smoking ever. Like I just don't. It's don't so think
crazy
that.
To me hearing you say this, because when like my perception of you is such a like confident. No, when I say sexual, I don't mean sexual in like overtly like in your face sexual. I just mean like you have like good like sexual energy. Like I don't know, like I see you in your like slip dresses, and I'm like, yes, mama. Like
yeah. But yeah, like I think there's like such a difference in like looking sexy for yourself, and like I like what I was saying, I look in the mirror and I feel sexy and I feel good, but not in a comparative way.
Okay.
Like I think that a lot of people's beauty and like how they feel in their like sexual nature relies
based on other people's
being
perception
better
of them.
Or being better than other people.
Yeah.
Like as a scale, whereas like you can be like full and happy with yourself, but I would never expect other people to think that. You know, because my frontal lobe was so like formed during my like weird phase where I like was like, ugh. Like, you know what I mean? And just was like, you know.
I think that's a really nice way to be, though, to not base it on other people's at all, and to just like fully have it from within yourself.
Oh, absolutely. And then like, because I had somebody say to me a long time ago, they were like, how does it feel to always be overdressed? Like, and I was like, okay, bit of a read. But she was like, how does it feel to always be overdressed no matter where you go? And I was like, well, I actually love it because I don't need anybody else to be like, this is the dress code. Like, I'll be overdressed, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And I like it and I can have fun and I'm getting dressed for me.
Yeah.
And if I'm going on a date and I'm way too overdressed, or if I'm going out with my boyfriend and he's in a tracksuit but I'm in a full look, I don't care. Because like what you wear has no reflection on me. Like I'm my own kind of person. And then it becomes so much more fun because you're not relying on anybody else to give you like
or to tell you what the vibe is.
Yeah. And that's the exact sort of like behavior and like style that gets rewarded, because you know that like quote from Marnie from Girls, she's like, oh sorry, you know, heaven forbid a woman take a risk. Like
I still haven't watched Girls.
What?
I know.
Oh,
a podcast I listen to, they always talk about it, and I'm like,
no, you need
to watch it.
It is the most incredible time capsule, first of all, because we would have been teenagers when it was like, or like late teens, I guess, when it was coming out. But it's like the style, first of all, great, like pinpoint, but also like so much of the stuff that like people are going through, like I'm watching and I'm like, this is almost too close to home by how accurate
Really?
this is. Oh, like breakups and like friendship and just like all of these like universal experiences that you go through in your 20s. Also, do you know something wild?
What?
I don't know if you were all my close friends at this point. I think you probably were. Do you know who followed me?
Who?
A couple of weeks ago.
Who?
Lena Dunham.
Stop.
Yeah.
Really?
And I don't know why. I'm like, am I going to be
Is
your
she
new
still
muse?
following you?
Yeah, I checked.
Oh
And
my
I kept
god.
checking. But I was like, oh, and it wasn't from the bikini post. I checked. But I was like, why? Like, are you lost?
Oh
Do you
my
think I'm someone else?
God. That's really fucking exciting.
But I was like, why? That's so weird.
You need to just keep up your shit, and maybe one day she will be like,
But she
she'll
only
be like me,
follows.
the creepy stalker girl.
She only follows. She only follows 1,300 people.
Yeah, that's not that many.
So I was like, what?
She
Why?
has selected you. You're the chosen one.
Chosen one. But I was like, Muse? Maybe?
Muse question mark?
Protege? Question mark? But it was just, it was so weird because I was like, you know that like, Adam Sandler, what are you doing here? And I was like, like me posting like all of my like cursed memes. I was like, Adam Sandler, what are you doing here?
You just like add her into your close friends. She's like, yeah, that's not what I came here
Oh
for.
my gosh, could you imagine? It's just me rewatching Girls. Like, suck up. Wild.
I love being on people's close friends. It's honestly the most entertaining thing.
When somebody adds you to your close friends and you didn't think you were there yet.
Yeah.
And you're like, girl,
I love
I
that
can't
we
believe
trust each other like that.
you see me like this.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Sometimes I'll add, like, do you know when you've literally met someone once, but
Vibe.
you just pick up a vibe?
Vibe.
You're like, they deserve to be on it. They know the craft.
Oh,
like,
half of my close friends I see once a year.
yeah.
But like they are my friends. But like, I promise I have friends. But they are my friends. But I'm like, some of them I literally met for like 2 days and I was like, you're on the CF, babe. You're in, babe. Because like they just like
they just get it.
And I like when people use their close friends as like a kind of narrative diary
Yeah.
of just the random stuff that they get up to and the weird like observations, you know,
Yeah.
like the unfiltered.
Sometimes
really like
I do
that.
forget about it a wee bit though. I need
Yeah.
to, and then I'll go through a phase of using it again.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, God, my non-online friends must think I am the most chronically online person when I'm like posting on my main, posting on my stories, posting on TikTok, posting on my close friends. They're probably like, do you ever just like
B. God forbid a woman has a hobby. God forbid a woman's entrepreneurial. Also, so funny with like close friends as well. Have you ever posted something to your main that was meant to be for close friends?
Oh yeah.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw this a couple of weeks ago.
I did see it, the Arlene Foster meme.
I was like literally
When you posted it, I thought, I bet that was posted.
So I posted that at night time. Literally woke up the next day and was like, why do I have so many like replies? Like, why are all these things there? But they were just people being like, lol, lamo, whatever. And I was like, oh,
This was an edit of Arlene Foster
to Taylor Swift.
Taylor
See
Swift.
me in hindsight, turn
I
up
love
with
you
you all night,
burning.
burning. But it was like one of like the TikTok like compilations, you know, where like all the clips kind of like,
yeah, like move into
but also
each other.
it was literally made by like Strangford Unionist Party, which is like the official party that she's a part of. It wasn't a spoof.
It wasn't a piss take.
No, that was real.
Oh my god.
So then that's why I was like, I can't believe I posted that on main, because luckily the people of my Instagram knew that was like me being like hee facetious.
Yeah.
But I was like, what if they think I'm like supporting the Unionist Party but like reposting their like
Romanticizing Arlene Foster.
romanticizing Fermanagh queen.
Have you seen the
Fermanagh
clip
princess.
of her talking about kneecaps? She's like, I live rent free in kneecaps head.
Oh my gosh. And then the whole thing is just wild. She is wild. Like, honestly. Could you imagine being her though? It would be so sad. Like, you wouldn't even be able to go to Tesco's. Like, she could not do a food shop.
But then you don't have the perks of being like a cool celebrity that gets to. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just get the negative parts of being.
Yeah, she can't have her own cameo or anything.
Yeah,
She could.
maybe one day.
Unionist cameo. Terrible. She'd probably make money though.
She probably make a lot of money.
But yeah, so it's so weird. And also like our politicians aren't meant to be cool, but like you look at other politicians, they do have a bit of air of like glam, or at least put together,
or
and
are a
ours are
bit more like in with the people, and like I just feel like ours
like
are very just
a man of the people, actually understand, whereas they're like all up on the hill, separate.
Yeah, they just don't really give a fuck about even like trying to find out about what people want, or yeah, it's actually really fucked, our politics here. Anyway, we'll not get into a whole other separate podcast about politics, but I think we'll wrap it up for today because I'm very aware of the fact that I've had you here for over 2 hours.
I loved it.
Thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And I'd love to get you on another time to talk more about your endo, because I know people are always talking about their journeys with it, and it's such a hard thing to go through, and takes, what is it, on average over 10 years to get
on average 10 years to get diagnosed.
Yeah,
and that doesn't include, like, surgery is usually what diagnosis, but that doesn't include surgery, you know? Just 10 years, which is what it took me.
Which is crazy. And the fact that 1 in 10 women are going through that. So yeah, always wanting to pick your brains about
always
more things.
Always. I mean, I love a yap. Just, oh no, she's asked me back to talk. Oh no.
About myself.
I have to talk about my own personal experience. Oh no.
But no, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
Bye guys.
Bye.